Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati Sattadeva Manusanam Buddho Bhagavati Nitiso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddho Vidyacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati Sattadeva Manusanam Buddho Bhagavati. Somebody please light the lamps and incense. Somebody. Operator. Sit there. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Very nice day for you. We are going to start our Wednesday Bodhi Puja. It is very auspicious for everybody to come on this day at this time every week to the temple and take part in this wonderful spiritual performances. This year you collect a lot of positive energy and good memory. If you can continue coming to the temple on this day, on Wednesday, and make it like habitual action that happens every week. That will give a lot of memories, good memories that cannot be erased from your consciousness. That will definitely help you whenever you remember in the future, in times to come. So that can also be a very good karma that will influence our next birth. That is called Achinna karma, Janaka karma altogether. Okay. So today also we are going to do the same as we normally do. First, we are going to offer all the puja articles that we have very respectfully placed in front of the Buddha, and also we have in our right hand side sacred Buddha's relics. So we always have blessings from the relics too. And then we are going to venerate all the sacred Bodhi trees in the world. There are some special Bodhi trees that we have in our mind when we venerate, which are the main Bodhi tree that is in India, the original, the Bodhi tree that Buddha was sitting when he became enlightened. He was sitting under that Bodhi tree, and from that Bodhi tree there are many branches that is being taken and planted in many countries. One is in Sri Lanka, the right branch of the original Bodhi tree. And we are very fortunate to have one sibling of that Bodhi tree from Sri Lanka. And even Burma, we know that there are many sacred Bodhi trees from India, so on. So we are going to venerate all those Bodhi trees. And then we are going to bless ourselves to eradicate all the bad happenings, ill wills that is coming from bad planetary positions according to our birth time. If you believe in horoscope, if you believe in zodiac, that definitely you will know that there are many bad effects. There are effects, bad or good effects from planets to the earth, and we are also part and parcel of the earth. There are same elements that we have as the earth. Only one thing that earth doesn't have, which we have, is vijnana, consciousness, or the mind, right? And then we are going to chant Victory Sutta to bless ourselves and protect ourselves from all the bad happenings and get the blessings from the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And we spread metta with Karaniya Sutta to all the mankind and living things. That way we are protected, and also we will enhance our metta, kindness, compassion towards the world. And then we are going to listen to a very brief Dhamma talk on Mangala Sutta, and then we will end the ceremony. It all will take about how many hours? We have only how many? Less than 1 hour. Okay. Now see, I started at 7. We started at 7:30. Now it's already 10 minutes gone. Maybe in the introduction, I take about 5-6 minutes, right? But it is always good that you have some kind of refresh in your mind what is going to happen. So now we are starting, and please, with lot of devotion, with lot of respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and also think this is one of the most valuable time in the week. The most valuable time. You have a lot of valuable times. You have a lot of many important things to do, but many of them, 95% are towards material side, but this is to our spiritual side, okay, which we rarely do. Most of the people rarely do. Okay, so this time we calm our mind. This hour we try to concentrate. This time we try to be wise to understand Dhamma. Dhamma is basically the true nature. What is the truth about the world, about ourselves, about everything. That is what we call Dhamma. And this is the most valuable time in the week. So this is a precious time. So take it as the most precious moment of your day-to-day life, especially on Wednesday. Thinking that we are going to start the ceremony, everybody together will chant with us now. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Nitipiso bhagava arahan samma sambuddho vinyacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati Satta Deva Manussanam Buddho Bhagavati Swakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditthiko Akaliko Ehi Passiko Opanaiko Paccattang Veditappo Vinyūhiti Subhatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Nyāyapatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sāmīti Patipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidam Cattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Puggala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ahuneyo Bahuneyo Dakhineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyakhetang Lokassati Vandami Ketiyam Sabbang Sabbetani Supatithitam Saririka Dhatu Mahabodhing Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada Yasya Mule Nisinno Sabbari Vijayam Naka Patto Sabbang Yutang Satta Vande Tam Bodhi Padepam Imete Mahabodhi Lokanatena Pujita Aham Pite Namassami Bodhi Raja Namatute Ganesarapadikhtena Dipena Tamatang Sena Tilokadipang Sambuddham Pujayami Tamonudam Sugandhikaya Vadanam Ananta Gunakandina Sugandhinaham Gandhena Pujayami Tathagatam Bhujemi Buddhang Kusumena Nena Punyena Metena Jahotu Mokkam Bumpang Milayati Yata Idam Me Ayo Tatayati Vinasa Bhavang Vanna Gandha Guno Petang Etang Kusuma Santating Pujayami Munindasya Siripada Sarodhuye Imina Punya Kammena Mame Bala Samagamo Satam Samagamo Hotu Yava Nibbana Pattiya Kayena Vaca Cittena Mamadena Maya Katam Acchayam Kamami Bante Muri Panya Tathagata. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we will think of all the deities, devas, and share merit with devas and our departed relatives who are past and gone. Akasattha Cummattha Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Loka Sasanam Akasattha Cummattha Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Desanam Akasattha Cummattha Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Mang Parang Nidang me ñatinang hotu Sukhita huntu ñatayo Idang me ñatinang hotu Sukhita huntu ñatayo Idang me ñatinang hotu Sukhita huntu ñatayo. Venerate all the Bodhi trees together, everybody. Buduvana dapita honda bodhiya Nakavare nita muni duta siti bodhiya Muni net piumen pudalata bodhiya Sadhu vandimu api siri mahabodhiya Ranwan pating dadulana bodhiya Nilwan pating kolalana bodhiya Gautama munidun pitadun bodhiya Abhidvandimujaya siri mahabodhiya Dambadiyo talaye hatakat bodhiya Sri Lankavata vadamihu bodhiya Gautama munidun pitadun bodhiya Abhidvandimujaya siri mahabodhiya Dambadiyo talaye hatakat bodhiya Sangamit teranin genagadi bodhiya Gautama munidun pitadun bodhiya Abhidvandimujaya siri mahabodhiya Devulo deviyan pudakala bodhiya Nalo satiyak pudalada bodhiya Me arami vada sitina bodhiya Abhidvandimujaya siri mahabodhiya Mama me malueta yaneva ineva Bomul bopat mata pagineva Samavadi mage sitasana saneva Boraju ne mata avasara dineva Udamaluwe boraju venjan bineva Devani maluwe mal pahan dileneva Veli maluwe mahasinete vandineva Matu mate api nivan dakineva. Now to protect ourselves from all the bad planted positions. Now Guna Shanti. Arahang Buddhu Gunin Mage Hiruge Apela Duruveva Leda Dukumbiya කිසිත් සැබත සතුට ලං වේවා සම්මා සම්බුද්ධ තෙතින් සදුගේ අපල දුරු වේවා මාරක බාධක වැළකී මගේ පැතුම් ඉටු වේවා විඤ්ඤාචරණී බලයෙන් අගහරු දොස් දුරු වේවා වස විසගිනි සතුරු විපත් මා වෙත ලං නොම වේවා සුගතෝ බුදු ගුණෙන් මගේ බුදගේ අපල දුරු වේවා ගුණ නුවණින් වැඩි සියලු සැප සම්පත් ඉතිරේවා ලෝක විදු දෙදින් මගේ ගුරු දෝෂ දුරු වේවා සතුට සමාදානය මට නිරෝගී සුව වැඩි වේවා අනුත්තරෝ බුදු බලයෙන් සිකුරු අපල දුරු වේවා සිතුමින වැනි රුවන් ගැබක ආයුෂ මගේ වැඩි වේවා මුරිස ධම්ම සාරති බල මහිමෙන් සැඩ සෙනසුරාගේ අකල විකල භූත දෝෂ ගැටුම් වැටුම් හා කොඩි වින දුරරසියලු මෙකී දෝෂ මිලස සාදු ජය පෝරුක ජින පංජර යක් වේවා සෙනසුරු දොස් දුරු වේවා සන්තා බුදු ගුණෙන් මගේ රාහු අපල දුරු වේවා යක්ෂ ප්‍රේත වින බන්ධන අහෝසි වී නැති වේවා භගවා යන විදුරවියෙන් කේතු අපල දුරු වේවා මගේ කයට බසට සිතට සැපත සතුට වැඩි වේවා මකර කුම්භ මිථුන තෙරස මාරක බිය දුරු වේවා කැපී කෝටි යක්ම දෝෂ මට ජය මග එලි වේවා සිංහ මේෂ ධනු තුන් රැස මාරක බිය දුරු වේවා තිසරණ සරණින් ජය සිරි සුභසිත මට ලං වේවා මීන කටක නුහුණු තෙරස සමග්‍රහ දොස් දුරු වේවා ජීව සින්දි බලය මගේ බුදු සරණින් සුරකේවා වෘෂභ කන්‍යා තුලා තෙරස සමග්‍රහ දොස් දුරු වේවා දම් සරණින් මගේ අපල දුරු වී සිරි සෙත වේවා රාහු කේතු රවි සඳු කුජ බුද ගුරු කිවි සහසෙන සුරු නීච පාප අපල මගේ සංඝ සරණින් දුරු වේවා තෙරුවන් ගුණ සුවඳ අමා ඔසුවෙන් මට සැප වේවා මගේ ගෙදර අයට මටද ජය සිරි සෙත ලං වේවා නවග්‍රහ සහ භූත දෝෂ සැම දුරු වී සැප වේවා Jaya Boruka Munipitadun Mata Jaya Se Sataviva Jaya Siri Maha Borajuke Dakshina Sakasivani Deepadupa Malsuvadin Gilan Pasin Puda Demine Ngapa Hamadena Rokri Karana Mepin Mit Sidine Miyagiya Apa Namituran Hamadena Pin Labagani. Now we will recite Jayaparita. Siri Diti Mati Tejo Jaya Siddhi Mahidhi Mahagunang Aparimita Punyadikaras Sabbantaraya Nivarana Samattas Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Dvatting Samahapurisa Lakkananubhavena Asidyanubhyanjana Lakkananubhavena Ngattuttara Satamangala Lakkananubhavena Jambyanyaransanubhavena Ketumalanubhavena Dasaparamitanubhavena Dasa Upaparamitanubhavena Dasa Paramatta Paramitanubhavena Sila Samadhi Panyanubhavena Buddhanubhavena Dhammanubhavena Sanghanubhavena Tejanubhavena Balanubhavena Niyadhammanubhavena Chaturasiti Sahasra Dhammak Kandanubhavena Navalokottara Dhammanubhavena Attangika Magganubhavena Atta Samapatyanubhavena Jala Vinyanubhavena Metta Karuna Mudita Ubekhanubhavena Zammahareminanubhavena Ratanataya Sarananubhavena Mayhang Sabbaroga Soka Upaddava Dukkha Domana Supayasa Vinassantu Sabba Sankappa Mayhang Samijjantu Digayuko Hotu Satavassa Jivena Samangiko Hotu Sammana Akasa Babbata Vana Bhumi Tataka Ganga Mahasamudra Arakkaka Devata Sadamayhang Anurakkantu Sabba Buddhanubhavena Sabba Dhammanubhavena Sabba Sanghanubhavena Buddha Ratanang Dhamma Ratanang Sangha Ratanang Tinnang Ratananang Anubhavena Chaturasiti Sahasra Dhamma Kandhanubhavena පිටකත්තයානුභාවේන දිනසාවකානුභාවේන සබ්බේ මේ රෝගා සබ්බේ මේ භයා සබ්බේ මේ අන්තරායා සබ්බේ මේ උපද්දවා සබ්බේ මේ දුන්නිමිත්තා සබ්බේ මේ අවමංගලා විනස්සන්තු ආයුවඩ්ඩකෝ ධනවඩ්ඩකෝ සිරිවඩ්ඩකෝ යසවඩ්ඩකෝ බලවඩ්ඩකෝ වන්නවඩ්ඩකෝ සුඛවඩ්ඩකෝ හෝතු සබ්බදා දුක්ඛරෝග භයවේරා සෝකාසන්ත සුපද්දවා අනේකා අන්තරායාපි විනස්සන්තු ච තේජසා ජය සිද්ධි ධනං ලාභං සොත්ති භාග්‍යං සුඛං බලං සිරියායුච වන්නෝච භෝගං බුද්ධිච යසවා සතවස්සාච ආයුච ජීවසිද්ධි භවන්තු මේ ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන උපසමෙන්තු මේ ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන මයා උපසමෙන්තු මේ ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන රෝගා උපසමෙන්තු මේ කරණීය මද්ද කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තං පදං අபிසමෙච්ච සග්ගෝ උජුච්ච සුජුච්ච සුවචෝ චස්ස මුදු අනතිමානි සන්තුස්සකෝච සුභරෝච අම්බකිච්චෝච සල්ලෞකවුති සන්ද්‍රින්ද්‍රියෝච නිපකෝච අම්බගබ්බෝ කුලේසු අනනුගිද්ධෝ නචකුද්දං සමාචරේ කිංචයේන විඤ්ඤූපරේ උභවදෙය්‍යුම් සුඛිනෝවාඛේ මිනෝහන්තු සම්මේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතත්තා යේකේචිපාන භූතත්ති දසාවා තාවරාවා අනවසේසා දීඝාවායේ මහන්තාවා මජ්ජිමාරස්ස කානුකතුලා දින්තාවායේව අන්දින්දා යේච දුරේ වසන්ති අවිදුරේ භූතාවා සම්භවේසීවා සම්මේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතත්තා නපරෝ පරං නිගුම්පේත නාති මඤ්ඤේත කද්දචිනං කන්ති ඥාරෝසනා පටිඝ සංඥා නාඤ්ඤ මඤ්ඤස්ස දුක්ඛ මිච්ඡේය මානායනානියං පුත්තං ආයුසා ඒක පුත්ත මනුරක්ඛේ එවං සබ්බ භූතේසු මාන සම්භාවයේ අපරිමාණං මෙත්තං ච සබ්බ ලෝකස්මින් मान संभावये अपरिमाणं बुद्धं अदोच तिर्यञ्च असंबाधं अवीरं असपत्तं निट्टं चरं निसिंनो वा सयानो वा यावतस्य विगतनिन्दो एतं सतिं अदित्यय ब्रह्ममेतं विहारं हितमाहु निड्ढिञ्च अनुपगम्य शीलवा दर्शनेन सम्पन्नो कामेषु विनय्यगेतं नहि जातु गब्बस्यं पुनरेतीति नेतेन सज्जवज्जेन सोत्तिमे होतु सर्वदा एतेन सज्जवज्जेन सोत्तिमे होतु सर्वदा एतेन सज्जवज्जेन सोत्तिमे होतु सर्वदा भवतु सब्ब मंगलं रक्षन्तु सब्ब देवता सब्ब बुद्धानुभावेन सदा शुद्धि भवन्तु मे भवतु सब्ब मंगलं रक्षन्तु सब्ब देवता सब्ब धम्मानुभावेन सदा शुद्धि भवन्तु मे भवतु सब्ब मंगलं रक्षन्तु सब्ब देवता सब्ब संघानुभावेन सदा शुद्धि भवन्तु नक्खत्तयक्खभूतानां पापग्रहनिवारण परित्तस्सानुभावेन हन्तु मह्यं उपद्रवे सब्बे बुद्धा बलप्पत्ता मज्जेकानं च यं बलम् अरहं तानं च तेजेन रक्षं बन्धाम सब्बसु देवो अस्सतु कालेन सस्य सम्पत्ति होतु च मीतो भवतु लोको च राजा भवतु धम्मिको दुःखपत्ता च निर्दुःखा भयपत्ता च निर्भया शोकपत्ता च निःशोका हन्तु सब्बे पिपानिनो साधु साधु साधु. That is the end of our chanting, and now we are going to discuss the Mangala Sutta, some stanzas from the Mangala Sutta. Last time I reminded you why the Buddha had to explain this Mangala Sutta. It was not for normal people, human beings, but Buddha explained and educated the devas, deities, about these auspicious 38 aspects of Mangala Sutta. Mangala means auspicious. That's the most common word that the monks and people use to introduce the word Mangala. Mangala is a Pali word. Mangala means wholesome, good, something to do, nice. There are many meanings, many interpretations that we can provide to the word Mangala. Okay, good things. Let's say good things. Okay, good things to do. Right, Mangala Karunu or Mangala aspects. There are 38. Now you can go to the book, page 35, the English translation of the Mangala Sutta. The number 2, verse number 2. Asevanacha balanang panditanancha sevana pujacha pujaniyanang etang mangala muttama. Okay, so every last leg, the last line of the verse, after the second, you see etam mangala muttama, means this is one of the highest blessings. This is, yeah. See, in the book says this rank among the highest blessings. Okay, these are the top blessings, top good things to do, wholesome things to do. There are many thousands and millions of good things to do, but one of the highest things for spiritual people to go to the spiritual, to travel in the spiritual path. These are the most important blissful actions that one can do. Okay, it is for the material side also. When you live in the world, it is good for your life and you can be happy, you can live very peacefully, nicely. At the same time, you will be led towards the Nibbana. Okay, when it goes to the last, it talks about the enlightenment too. Right? Okay. Asevanacha balana, number 1. I don't know whether I'm going to explain all of all those 3. I don't know. It time permits, I will do, but it depends on the time that I'm taking for each leg, each line. Okay. So there are 3. One is Asevanacha balana, Panditanancha sevana, Pujacha pujaniyana. First, we'll take Asevanacha balana. What's the meaning of Asevanacha balana in the book? Keep away from unwise and unwholesome friends. That's a very normal explanation. Very normal. Everybody can understand. When you say keep away from unwholesome, keep away from unwise people, that is understood, right? Everybody knows that, if you associate unwise people, you are in trouble, right? If you happen to associate unwholesome people, unwholesome means bad, right? Bad people, you are in trouble. You can be influenced by those people. Actually, when we explain this line, Asevanacha balana, we can explain it in different levels according to the listener, according to the people who are listening to this Dhamma talk. Okay, so if there are group of children here, if I explain this to like Darren's age, I'll say, do not associate bad friends. Okay, So when I tell them, do not associate bad friends, what's the interpretation of bad to those those kids that has that mental level? What do you think about bad, Darren? How do you explain bad people? Hmm? Yes, we say lying. Those are people who are lying, right? We say if you lie, you are a bad person. If you steal, you are a bad person. If you smoke, you are a bad person, right? If you take drugs, you are a bad person. If you fight and quarrel with other people, other students, you are a bad person. If you do not listen to your parents, you are a bad person, right? Yes, for them, they are bad people. They cannot go beyond that level. So when we talk to that kind of caliber, that category, we will say in very simple words, do not associate bad people, bad friends. Why? When you associate bad friends, you can be, without your knowledge, you can be influenced by those people, right? If somebody who is playing bad games, right? Let's say normally nowadays, many kids, they play games. But some kids, they don't play games that involve killing, shooting, because their parents know that that if they, practice or if they play that game, it can change their mental. It can change their mentality. How? Killing an animal, killing a man, killing an enemy, they shoot, shoot, right? It becomes a habit. It becomes normal to them, right? Even it is a cartoon, even it is a play, even it is a game, it can affect badly to their mind. They can become rough. They are not more soft people. For anything, if they find a gun, real gun, it is not that hard for them to shoot somebody because they have been trained. Their mind has been involved in that kind of game, and that's why actually those things happen in this country. Some kids, they have the gun, they hide the gun and take to the school. And if there is anybody who are not good at them, who bullied them for some reason, who are angry with them, with that person, he can kill. That happened many times in this country. Sometimes 10, 20 people, kids died. So do not do bad things according to their level, because if you do bad things, that is not good, right? We can say, when we were little, our parents, especially our grandparents, they said, if you lie, you know what's going to happen to you? When you die, you will go to hell. Now, in this country, nowadays, they say, do not scare kids. It's not good. But we were scared to death that time. If you lie, you know what's going to happen? When you go to hell, you will be end up in the hell. And when you go to hell, you know what's going to happen to you? They will open your mouth by force and put a bar, across your mouth so that you cannot close your mouth, and they will pour, you know what? Lava. They have lava in the hell. They will pour lava to your mouth. If you steal, you know what's going to happen? Your hands, both hands will be cut. If you, what's the word? That if you stare at your parents, when you are born in your next life, your eyes will be, tilted? No, what's the word? Crossed eyes, right? eyes will be crossed. So we have seen crossed eyes people. What's the word for that? Quilted eye? No. Yeah, cross eyes, right? We have seen those kind of kids, they are ugly and they are scary. So we were scared. So that's how they prevented us doing bad things, right? When we just talk to normal people, we say, do not associate unwise people. Actually, if you happen to associate an unwise person, if you have an unwise person at your home, you are not at peace. Seriously. You can even create bad karma. Let's say somebody is doing something not right, very foolish, and you try to educate that person. You try to explain to him, and still he doesn't understand. He cannot grab, he cannot absorb what you say, and doing the same thing over and over again. Then you lose your patience. It's easy for you to get angry. When you get angry, what happens to you? In this world, your health will go down, right? When you get angry. When you get angry, you are not a soft person anymore. You have no peace. And if you are angry at somebody all the time, so you are not peaceful. And with that anger, you can do something, wrong. And if you say something bad that can irritate somebody, that becomes an action, verbal action, right? With anger. So you get bad karma. You have the anger in your mind, but you do not do anything. You still have the anger in your mind. You have bad formation. It is not good for your health. It's not good for you. Your spiritually goes down. And if you are angry, with that anger, you yelled at somebody. That can affect that person. That can irritate his mind. And he is not happy. Then you made a bad karma. Verbal karma. Harsh words. So, because of that foolish man, it's not your fault. That's a foolish person, unwise person. He did something not right, unwise, and you try to correct him, doesn't listen, doesn't take it, doesn't absorb. Unfortunately, you are the victim, not him. You are the one who is spiritually going down. You are the one who is feeling bad karma to your system. If you happen to associate, okay? And if you have a person who is not spiritual, he's not spiritual, who does not know right and wrong. If somebody has wrong views, that is very bad. You know what is wrong views? That person does not understand what is right, and that person does not understand what is wrong. He takes wrong as right, he takes right as wrong. Right? We know because we have been taught, because of the Buddha, because of the Dhamma that we know that is what is right and what is wrong. But for some people, they don't believe, they don't understand, they don't have wisdom, they don't have vijnana, or they don't have the panya, the wisdom to even know. They don't have common sense to know, understand. This can be bad, this can be right, right? So if that kind of a person, if you associate that kind of a person, so he can influence you Okay, if he is a person who has cruel mind and unwise, he can do many, many bad things to you that can drop down your lifestyle. Okay, so for a small person like young boy, young girl, we can say do not associate bad people, because if you associate bad people, that is not good for you. Okay, so you can also be influenced by that person. No, don't do that. So some people who are a little bit wiser, we can say do not associate unwise people, unwholesome people, because it can affect your spiritual life. You can also create a lot of bad karma because of that person. Okay, so a person who are spiritually little bit advanced, we can explain, do not associate. It is, there are no people involved now. Do not associate low quality formations. Do not associate low thoughts, low level thoughts, right? What are the low level thoughts? Do not associate bad thoughts, right? Not friends now, not friends, not people. Bad formations, bad thoughts, greed, hatred, ignorance, right? Hate, greed, ignorance. So, uppane akusale dhamme nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti byanti karoti anabhavangam. Uppane papake akusale dhamme. Papake akusale dhamme. Sinful actions, sinful thoughts. Whenever a sinful thoughts arises in your mind, no, just like this is an unwise person. I am associating an unwise person. You know that. Physically, he is there. But here, there is no person involved. There is something involved in your mind. Uppanne papake, sinful thoughts. What are the sinful thoughts? Greed is a sinful thought, right? Hatred is a sinful thought. And if you feel kind of jealousy towards somebody, right? So the next, okay, normally this is what happened next. Your neighbor buys a new car, beautiful, expensive car. You are not going to be very jealous, right? Not that much jealous. Normally this is what happening, right? If your friend sometimes buys a new car, maybe you are a really good person, nice person, you feel very happy for him. Sympathetic joy, right? If you are not a nice person, if your friend buys a new car, bought a new car, oh, you will say that, wow, it's very nice. But in your heart, you feel jealousy, right? Especially sometimes some family members, relatives, they buy something, they become happy, they become rich, they are doing good, they feel jealousy. So when that jealousy comes to your mind, you have to recognize. Just like you recognize the person in front of you, or you are associating he's not a good person, just like that, you have to understand what is come to your mind, arising in your mind, whether it's a bad thought or a good thought. When you understand it's a bad thought, just like you keep away from your bad friend, you have to nadivasiti pajahati vinodeti byanti karati, push away. Do not associate. Do not associate that. Okay? Any thought that is sinful, any thought that is unwholesome, any thought that is not productive, any thought that can put your spirituality down, any thought that is not helpful towards enlightenment. If a good thought, oh, I want to give a dana, right? I want to offer something. I want to help this person. Associate that person. Associate that thought. More and more, because it's productive, you create good energy. Okay? When you associate bad thoughts, what happens? You create a lot of negative energy. That negative energy will definitely lead you towards against the other side of the enlightenment. And again, if I'm more spiritual person, then we say, do not associate ignorant person. Ignorant. Now, bad people, unwise and unhealthy thoughts, bad thoughts, sinful thoughts. Now, the top level, ignorant. Ignorant. Who are ignorant? This is for people, those who are really spiritual, who are ignorant. Ignorant people are those who do not know Four Noble Truths. Right? So you cannot do that. Actually, now out of 100 people that we associate, out of 100, only maybe few of them know Four Noble Truths, right? But for a spiritual person, like a monk, like a nun, like a highly elevated highly elevated person, mentally highly elevated person, should not associate who do not know Four Noble Truths. What are the Four Noble Truths? If you do not know what is suffering, if you do not know there is suffering in the world, right? Today, somebody was talking to me on the phone. Bante, I'm very down today. I asked, how many days a year you are down? Then that person said, maybe, no, I asked how many, not a year, a month. That person said, maybe Bante, 5-6 days. How about happy days? Maybe I have about 15 happy days. How about neutral days? About 10 days. Okay. I said, in my case, you know what? I am unhappy for 25 days and only maybe neutral for 5 days. That was my answer. Actually, that's right, because I know this world is suffering, right? So I said, okay, you know that impermanency, right? There is nothing permanent. Tomorrow in the morning, you can tell me if you have the same mentality, if you are still down, because it's not permanent. It will change. This is what we call suffering. So then that person said, Bante, you know, somebody died. One of my friends died. That person must be in very happy place. And I feel like, you know, maybe that person, my friend, is happy now. I said, if that person is in a good place, you know that when we die, we will be born again. And we have to follow the same process, same procedure. We are not going to stop our birth. If we stop our birth, yes, death will be very nice. So from there onwards, nothing, no suffering. But we will die and we will be born again. And we have to start from the birth and go through the same dukkha again and over again. And then asked Bante, not a very, very wise person, but nice person. Then Bante, what is the what is the happiness? I said, stop birth. stop birth. When you stop birth, there is nobody to suffer. That is what the Buddha said. That's the Dhamma. So I briefly explained to that person. And I think, they understand, but they are not living on that base. So if somebody does not know Four Noble Truths, there is suffering in this world. There are people who do not know, who do not understand, who do not care, who are not wise enough to understand. There is suffering in the world. One thing, dukkha, samudaya. There are people who do not know what is the reason for suffering. What's the reason for suffering? Samudaya, nirodha. And there are people, most of the people in the world do not understand this dukkha, this suffering can be ended. And there are people in the world, out of 6-7 billion people, even 500,000 maybe do not know very precisely, very correctly, they do not live on the base of Four Noble Truths, do not know Eightfold Path, how to end suffering correctly. They may know Samma Ditti, Samma Sankha, Samma Vacha, Samma Kamma, so on, they will know, but they are not living on that base. They are not practicing. If somebody is practicing the fourth one, he is slowly getting closer and closer to the enlightenment. So, for the highest level of people, just like the Buddha preached doctrine, the deep doctrine to people, the top level of do not associate bad people means, do not associate unwholesome people means, do not associate unwholesome thoughts, and do not associate ignorant people. People who do not know Four Noble Truths. In short, do not associate people who do not know Dhamma, the reality of the world. People who do not know the reality of the world, when something happened to them, they are the people who are crying so much, lamenting, weeping, and fall down because they cannot process. They don't know what is the truth, the reality of the world. Okay, asevanacha balanam means we always have to associate good thoughts, right views, the Dhamma. Okay, do not associate anything against the Dhamma. Do not associate anything against the good, wholesome thoughts. Do not associate unwise people, and do not associate bad friends. That is the meaning of, that's the explanation of Asevanach Bala. For that, I took 30 minutes. So I think this is enough for today, okay? So you know what's the meaning of Asevanacha Balana. What is the best out of all those levels? What is the best level that you can absorb in your understanding, in your understanding? Which one? Which one we should do? It's okay, you can tell. The first level, or the second level, or the third level, or last level? All levels, right? All levels we have to, because we are not very wise people actually. We are not very wise. Sometimes we understand, sometimes with anger, with hatred, with greed, we become like very small kids sometimes. We fall into that level category. Okay, so it's very important for us to understand in time, because sometimes I have seen there are very nice, beautiful. I don't know, you have heard about, I haven't seen in here in this country that that flower. It's called gardenia. Very beautiful. It smells so good. It blooms in the night, evening. And when it blooms, in maybe this like this carnation, like carnation. Okay, very nice smell. Only one day there is for that smell there is one insect coming to the flower, and they go inside the flower. Not only one, maybe few. When they go, that insect, I don't know what they do, maybe some chemical reaction. Next day, the flower becomes so stinky. So stinky. Why? What happened? Association of bad insects, right? Association of bad insects. Yeah. Likewise, if you happen to associate bad people, you can be stinky people too. Right? Your smell, good smell, can go away. They can take your good smell. Okay? That is the Dhamma talk for today. And today also we created a lot of positive energy by reciting wonderful stanzas and offering flowers to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha with other puja articles. And also you chanted very powerful sutta by yourself together with the monks and created a lot of good vibration here, and listened to a very brief Dhamma talk on Mangala Sutta. By the power of all the good energy, positive energy that we accumulated today here, may you all be well, may you all be happy, may all good things happen to you, may all your unhappiness, may all your misunderstandings, may all your sorrow in your heart go away, and try to understand. May you be able to understand the reality. May you be able to understand the truth. May you be able to understand the what is life. And may no harm come to you. May no problem comes to you. Also, we need to understand that harm can come, problems can come, anything can happen, right? If anything can happen, we will face, right? What else? We face and face the moment. And if we can avoid, if there is, if we can fix it, we fix it. If cannot, that's it. Face it, right? So we also have that understanding, and may you all be well, happy, and very peaceful. And also, especially, may we be able to practice more Dhamma. That is most important thing. Okay, when you are wiser and when you become wiser and wiser and wiser, you do not value these material things. You will value only Dhamma. Material things, sabbang, pahani, gamana, sabbang. All we have to leave alone. We have to leave aside and go. Right? Steve Jobs, did he take anything? Did he anything? No. Kings, those days, where's mummies? Egypt. They thought that they had that ignorance thought, the kings and queens, and they put everything that belonged to the royal garments, right? Royal dress. Still they are there with the mummies. And recently, one man, Arabic country, he put his cars, he put his all the gold, jewelry, diamond, everything. He has actually requested in his last will, please put them with the coffin. And the grave, what do you call it? The pit, where you put the coffin, The whole grave, hole, put the coffin was this big. Because you had to put the cars, you had to put the diamonds, you had to put this thing, that thing, everything. That is also ignored, right? They think that they can take everything. No, we cannot. So Dhamma, we can take. Good things, we can take. Also, bad things we can take. We take. We will take. We have to take. We don't want to take bad things, right? But we have to take. So may you all be well and happy. And also next week on Friday, on Wednesday, we will see together, everybody. And until then, good night to everybody. We will chant the last stanza of the chanting. Everybody together. Sabba papasya akaranam musalasya upasampada sacitta pariyodapanam etam buddhana sasanam. Sabba papasya akaranam kusalasya upasampada sacitta pariyodapanam etam buddhana sasanam. Sabba papasya akaranam kusalasya upasampada sacitta pariyodapanam etam buddhana sasanam. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night, everybody.